feel like you guys lied to me about this book. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with you with a new reading challenge, reading vlog. I think it's gonna be most likely a vlog because I'm gonna try and finish this book in 24 hours, but I don't think I can because today I'm meeting a friend, so I'm not gonna be reading this book at 24 hours. But I'm a slow reader, so I don't think I can like manage to finish this book in this day. But still. I'm gonna talk to you about how far I'm in. I'm like 100 pages, 112 pages in, and I actually love this book. This is going to be a spoilered reading vlog, so please feel free to like leave the video right now because I'm gonna talk about the inside of this book, and I'm scared that I will spoil things because it's like I'm using all my brain to this one, and I'm not gonna be like having the enough capacity to judge anything I say is a spoiler or not. Anyways, if you leave the video if you don't want spoilers, I'm gonna speak about this book. So I'm 112 pages in. Actually shocked. I started reading at 5:30 a.m. I think, and till like 7 I read like nonstop and came to 112, and I wasn't bored for a second, and everyone on Book Talk was like, oh, this book is super heavy, oh, it's like you can't understand this, you have to use all your brain, you have to Google everything and stuff. I haven't used, I haven't searched anything in this book, but I can understand. Like, I have been into mythology and like I don't know, stuff in this book, so yeah, I can understand that you might not understand some words if you're not into mythology or any kind of like afterlife situation. If you don't like care about it, you might not understand at first, but I also don't think it's like a super hard to read, super like, I don't know, academic book like they said. I don't think it's like that. I think it's pretty easy to read. I think it captures your like attention, and you like go to, I mean, you're just turning pages to realize what's happening, because like you there's still things that I'm curious about, like why were they so, Peter and Alice, why were they so close and then became like this kind of academic rivals and kind of haters situation. How did they become like that? What happens? Because Alice thinks about like their before relationship, that they were speaking whole night about theories and stuff. So I'm curious about that part. I'm curious about what happened with like between Alice and the professor. I don't know, because I feel like there's some heavy stuff going on there. But I'm like super curious what happens. So yeah, that's also something that keeps me like turning the pages. So I'm pretty actually I'm pretty curious about this book, and I loved it. And like I was so afraid to read an RF Kuang book because like everybody just saying that her books are on the heavier part, and it's not like that easy to read. But this book was so easy to read for me because generally I read like lighter books, like I don't know, romance books, romanticities and stuff. So I don't read like heavier books. I don't even read classics. I don't even like enjoy that very much, not all of them. So I was like, the, I mean, I shouldn't have read this book. Then I was like, her like plots are always like intriguing me, so I was just like wanting to read a book from her, and after reading this much of this book, I am thinking that I will read all of her books because this book was a work of art, and I can say that from the 100 pages I'm in, because like I don't know, I enjoyed it so much. I think it was a beautiful plot. It was a beautiful way of like doing the plot. So I actually pretty much liked it. Also, people were saying on BookTok was like there's so less romance and kind of in the end the romance feels rushed, but I also don't feel that way because when I was in like page 15 or something, there was a scene that like they're climbing that wall from Bones. You might remember that. And even from that scene, like you can feel the chemistry, or like even from the first scene, like even when they met at her office, you can understand their chemistry. They're just giving the chemistry. And also like there's a video, short video of like a trailer, book trailer kind of thing in TikTok. I saw it. And even there, that was the first scene where they decided to go to hell together. So even from that scene, you can understand their chemistry. Like he was saying like really slow, you're going to hell, you naughty girl, or something like that. That was just like, and also I annotated a lot. This much tab I usually use on like the whole book, and I only use it on the first 100 pages. So I don't know, I just loved it. But I will come back to you after I finish it and see if my um thoughts on has changed or not. But for now, I actually pretty much enjoyed it, and I'm also gonna be reading this book at the bus or the bus stop or anywhere I go. I just want to read this book the whole day, and I just want to finish this book and learn anything about it. How could I forget that? I also like the like philosophy part of it. I also like the academical part of it. I think like Hal being a huge library, huge campus was actually pretty like good. I loved the way she like talked about about the academic life, because it might like sometimes it might be so hard. So I am also super duper like understanding the character right now. Like even though I'm not doing my master's because I got rejected last year, so I don't understand what happens in the master's, but I understand the part of trying to go to the master's, trying to find the best person as your like academical advisor or stuff. So I understand that part too. So I kind of feel like I understand her pretty well, the character. I also liked Peter very much, and some scenes of them are just so funny. I mean they're in hell, but even though they're in hell, some scenes of them were just so funny, and I loved it. And I don't know, people didn't like the romance part in the book, but I loved the romance part too. I loved the philosophy part. I loved everything. Like, there's not single one thing that I don't like about this book at this point. But we will see when I finish this book. So let's see if I can finish this book today or not. So I'm back. I finished Katabasis and I'm ready to talk about it too. And it's gonna be spoilered. I probably said that before, but it's been a month since I shoot that video you just saw. So I will say it again. I'm gonna give spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, you can leave right now. So, in the end, I really do like the book. I mean, I did like the book from the first page, anyways, but in the end, I love it so much. And also, I think that we are not giving enough credit to Peter Murdoch because, like, he died for her. Like, I mean, nothing can be more attractive than that. He's the best book boyfriend from now on, I think, for me. And generally, why I like the book, it's because it made me think a lot. It wasn't that hard. Like, people said that it's too hard to read, too, like, didactic, maybe, too academic language, but it was not. I don't think so. I don't think it was. And I think, like, it was pretty explanatory, the hard topics, like hard to understand, like mathematics, philosophy topics were explained in the book. Or maybe that's because mine's translation to Turkish and they made little changes, but I think it was very easy to understand. And also, just as I said before, I have like I know I have been interested in mythology for a long time, so a lot of topics were easier for me to understand, I think. But I love how realistic that characters was. Like, I love that Peter had Crone. I think that's a good representation. I love that Alice was a very flawed character. I mean, while reading, you can see a lot of flaws in her, and that will make probably most of the people not like her, but I really do like her. She felt like I'm reading someone real's thoughts. I don't know if I can explain, but it just made me feel so good while reading it. I loved the characters, and I don't know, most of the times while I was reading, I was like, yeah, that wouldn't be written in a book about the character, but I love that she wrote it, like, because they're so morally, like, not gray, maybe gray, yeah. They're both of them are kind of morally gray. Their motivations came later. I love that, like, they both think that they killed him, so they go to hell to save him, but in the end, they realized what a manipulator he was. And I loved the character Elspeth. I think she was such a good character. I loved King Yama. I don't think if Hades. So I love that character too. I love John Gradus. I think he was such a great character. I'm still curious about who that person is, by the way, but he was such a great character. I loved what was the cat's name? I forgot. I loved the cats. I loved their relationship dynamic from like the very first page. I was like, oh my god, Peter is in love with her and she has no idea. And I was pretty sure about that. So I think their love is not forced, but a lot of people are saying that their love is too fast and too forced, but I don't think so. I love the like at first when I first started, the like mm, throwback. I forget what's called. Like pay the episodes you go back to their past. I was kind of bored when I first started the book at those episodes, but in the end, I was just hooked reading. Like, there's an episode where Peter is like telling about his sickness Crohn and how he felt about it and like his childhood, and it was just so good. I just loved it so much. I loved it. So in the end, I really liked that episodes too. I love their romance. Saying it again, I loved it. I loved that like Alice was so flawed. I so say that again, but I'm saying it again. I love that it takes so much, like it takes like literally this much of the book. that they understand that their professor is just a manipulator, and it takes Alice so much time. But I think that was so realistic. Like, if she like on the halfway realized it, I think that would be a little like not realistic, unrealistic. So I really like this book. I think I would read a lot of R.F. Kuang books from now on because I just, I mean, that was such a real book. Like, I don't know. I know it's fantasy, but the characters were so real that I was just like, I thought that I am reading someone's diary and someone literally went to hell and come back. That was that real. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just think they are the most realistic characters I have ever read about. And I also think that my reading taste is kind of changed because usually I wouldn't like this kind of a book. It would be too heavy for me. But now I just loved every second of it. I love that it made me think while reading it. I love that like I learned new things while reading this book, new like philosophy things. um, I don't know. I just love every second of it, and I understand why RF Kuang is like collecting good schools, universities like Pokemons because she is the most smartest people, one of the most smartest people I know. Because while I was reading it, I was thinking, how can someone write something like this? Like this, I don't know, heavy in science, in mathematics, in philosophy. And I was just like, how can you know this much things? How can you think that this could make sense mathematically? And how can you do every single one of the pages? And I'm like shocked. She is just too smart, I think. She is the smartest author I maybe have ever read about. I gave it 5 stars, of course. I just loved it. It took a lot for me to read it, but that's not the book's fault, actually. That's my fault because I didn't like had that much time to read. I didn't mm, spend that much time reading a book, so that's why it took me 1 month. And in the end, I just loved it, and I am so happy. This book is gonna be the first book I'm gonna write my reading journal, which next week we are gonna like do my reading journal together. I forgot what's it called. Anyways, in the end, as I said, I love this book. It's one of my favorites. I think it's gonna be my favorite for this year. Maybe not, because I will read Fort Wing and make a like reading vlog about this, and I think Fort Wing can like pass this, but I think it's just a different book. Like Fort Wing can be my favorite, but this book will always have a different place in my heart because I don't know. I think that's a different genre. I just loved it. So yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say about this book. I, in the end, really like it. If you love to think while you're reading and learn new things, I think you might love this book. If you love realistic characters, you might love this book. I'm thinking about if you love mythology, you will love this book. Absolutely adore this book, I think. And like there are a lot of mythologies in this, so I think you will have so much fun while reading this. So I think in the end I loved every second of it. I'm thankful I read it, and I'm thankful you were here with me. Bye. See you next week.